Okay, how are you? It's been a while since I saw you last. I'm missing you all. Hope you are all in good health. Today we're gonna learn how to do perspective drawings. Perspective drawings, basically, there are two methods which we're gonna use most. One which is 2 point, and one which is 1 point. For the first few lessons, we're gonna tackle the 2 point perspective. Then we're gonna do the 1 point perspective later on. Perspective is just an idea. It's an artistic visualization, how to show the objects, usually buildings. It's used in architecture mostly. If you're gonna see some ideas here, the buildings usually it's natural look. The bigger or longer they are, the perspective will show more. This we have look all these buildings as if they're directed to a particular point, which we call the vanishing point. The point is not there, but everything it's leading to that point or 2 points, like we're showing over here. Today, to start up, we're going to refer to handout 50, which is this handout. We're going to do question 42. At the moment, you're going to see it in isometric, but we're going to change it in perspective. Perspective, although as I said, it's artistic, we're going to do it using measurements. For this drawing, we're going to, each grid, we're going to calculate it as 30 millimeter. So the height is 90, the width is 90, and the length is 150 millimeter. So how we're going to start up? Before we start, I want to refer to these drawings. Some of you did them in class already. Those who didn't do, basically we have different kinds of situations here. These are just notes without measurements. If you didn't take a letter class, you can have a look and do them on your drawing board. Basically, here we have one vanishing point, which is what we call above object, as you're seeing. Here the vanishing point is eye level. Here it's above object as well, and the object is 3D. Here there's written true shape, which means the measurements here are real. The measurements at the back are not. Here we have 1 point perspective, which we're going to take it later. Here we have 2 point perspective, the method we're going to use today. And here there is 3 point perspective. The 3 point perspective you don't have in the syllabus. I just did it here to give you all ideas. Today we're going to tackle how you do similar drawing using measurements. Okay, to start up, first you're gonna do a border and the title block. In the title write perspective. Then next you're gonna draw a line in the middle, horizontal line. We're gonna do a drawing on top and a drawing under. The first part we're gonna draw the drawing on top, which is on page 42. To give you an idea, the drawing we're talking about is this kind of drawing. Okay, this is a brief idea to know what we're talking about. Okay, as we said, the grid, we're going to give it a value of 30 millimeter. So here is 90, the height is 90 as well. Oh, here is 50 centimeters or 150 millimeter. As you're seeing the drawing, this is already in perspective. How we're going to start up is very easy. Number one, the corners, the vanishing points, we're going to place them in the corner. One top left and one top right. in an exam situation, those will be given to you, so you don't need to worry where you're gonna place them. We're gonna start. You're gonna find the midpoint, and you're gonna draw a construction line which is 90 millimeter height. The 90 is representing the height. I did it construction because it's not part of the drawing. Okay, this particular point over here is called the lowest point because it's the lowest point of the whole drawing. Basically, all you need to do from now onward is with a ruler and make sure we put all the measurements in place. The method, it's quite straightforward. First thing we need to do is join the VP1 with the VP2. I'm gonna use the line of the border, which they already linked together. Then from this point, from this line, we're gonna draw lines directed to the finishing points on both sides. The perspective as a drawing, it gives you the impression that the things which are far away, they look closer. So we cannot put the measurement straight away on the perspective because that defeats the purpose. So what we're gonna do is this. We said that this is 90 millimeter. So what we're gonna do is straightforward. Here, I'm gonna measure 90. So this is my 90 millimeter. I'm gonna just draw a line, a reference line. So that is my 90. On the other side, here is 150. So we're gonna place 15 centimeters or 150. So in perspective, you have to keep in mind that the measurements from now onwards, they're gonna all be placed on this horizontal line, which is placed at the lowest point of the drawing. That is first step. Now it's quite straightforward. From the 90, I'm gonna draw a vertical line until it reaches the line joining the VP1 with the VP2. Here I'm gonna draw another line. I'm gonna call the points A and B respectively. So here I'm gonna call it A, okay, this is my point A, and this one I'm gonna call it B. So for now the situation is quite straightforward. So put the measurements on the horizontal line, we direct it to the line joining VP1 with VP2, and we have A and B. Second step is we need to find the midpoint. Measure the midpoint, which is over there. From the midpoint, we're gonna draw a line on the measurements we already took. Now everything is the same. Where this line is intersecting this line, the horizontal line, we're gonna draw. I'm gonna change the color for you to be better. Where the line intersects with the base, that will give us what we call the limits. We have one there, and we have one there. So it's quite straightforward. So now I'm creating what we call a wireframe. I'm gonna do it all in Rend to give you more the impression of the whole block. Alright. To create the top, from here always to the finishing point, from here to the finishing point, and we have the block which is already in place. So the question we're drawing, which is 42, exercise 42, is we're gonna place over there. The method, it's quite straightforward. It's always the same principle. So if we notice at the back, first thing I'm gonna do is this block over here. From here till there, it is equivalent to 2 units, so it is gonna be 60. So the 60 I'm gonna measure 60 from here, 60 millimeter. I'm gonna do a point in my situation. You can just measure with a ruler and do a point with the